OK, Alan, a couple of weeks break, we now get back into the serious business, and I think Aberdeen will provide us with probably our sternest test of the season. Something you'd go along with?
Yeah, with what I've seen them, I wouldn't be surprised if it is the toughest test. I've seen them against Motherwell they played, and they were very, very good.
Team, they're packed with experience. They have a few injury doubts themselves, but we still know we're going to have to raise our game in all areas of the park.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're very similar to us in the fact they've got a lot of pace in their team. They've got a great front line. They've got a number of options what they can go with, and they've also added a bit of experience with Barry Robson, Willow Flood, who are very, very good players as well.
You touched on the strikers, and I think probably the best strikers that we've come up against. Dundee United certainly had a good front line, but this is a front line that scores goals for Aberdeen, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. They've added the big boy Zola, and they've got McGuinness, and McGinn and Hayes, and the lad Paul as well, so they've got power and pace in the front line, so it's something we're well aware of. So we need to be sharp, especially at the back, because we know we can still hurt them, and we've got the players on the pitch to hurt them at our end.
Enough about our opponents, let's talk about us, and how do we stand team news for this game?
Team news, everybody's back fit. Actually, Stuart Bannigan's fine. The only worry concern we've got is Conor Ballatoni, who's picked up a hamstring injury at the start of the week, and he's hopefully going to be okay. He done a wee bit with Kenny today, and we'll see how he is tomorrow.
And a lot of competition for places, and that's the way you must like it. Everybody is battling hard to get into that team, aren't they?
Yeah, that's how we've got a big squad. I know it's frustrating for the lads, but when they're not playing, they're not involved. But there'll come a time, maybe over the winter period, you've got a few suspensions and injuries. We move down to the bare bones. So, luckily enough for us, we've got no near to fit at the moment, which is good. But that's what you want. You want competition for places all over the pitch.
And you stressed last week we need a home win to combine with the two away wins that we've had. It's all that's lacking.
It is all that's lacking. It's a bit different. Last year it was all the way about. We had great home form and couldn't win away from home. So now we've turned that around. But no, hopefully we can address it on Saturday. We know how tough it will be, but if we start the game well, we're fairly confident we can go and get 3 points.
And momentum's been a big thing for us. You're not worried, or what's the scenario given that we haven't played for 14 days come Saturday?
No, the boys will be fine. They're fresh. They got a couple of days off last week, and they've been back in this week, and they've worked very, very hard. And I think you can tell in training they're ready to go. I
think it's just simply a case now of making sure that the players at the start of the season believed they were Premier League players. Do you feel now they believe more themselves that they are Premier League players?
I think they do. I think that, but they still have to prove that every game. They need to prove it to themselves and their teammates how good they are, and just work as hard as what they have been doing in most games. I think there's only the Motherwell half that we've let ourselves down, and I think they know that. So, but they've set standards now, and they've got to keep them.
Let's wish you well.
Thank you.